As I'm looking ahead at the scripture readings for morning and evening prayer this coming week, I'm realizing that there are some common themes, and themes which are particularly timely for us, as I know we're all under a time of great stress and great strain, having our patience tested in new ways. That happens in all four of these different scripture texts that we're looking through this week. In Numbers, you have the Israelites. They're in the wilderness, wandering for 40 years. And like taking children on a hike, you have the same kinds of issues. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I don't like this food. Are we there yet? Can we go back? And in the middle of all of this grumbling that the people have, we see that they actually set off Moses and Aaron, their leaders, who lose their temper. And in the midst of that moment, when they flare up and what the things that they say and do have consequences, and Moses and Aaron themselves are not allowed to enter into the land of promise because of what they do on that day. So you have the grumblers, and you have those who just get their buttons pushed and lose it on everybody. You have Job, and Job, in the middle of his pain, he's disoriented, he's confused, he's abandoned and alone, and he starts asking these questions, just speaking of the bitterness that he's feeling, and asking questions about God's justice, honest questions. In many ways, he sounds like the grumblers in Numbers, but the spirit behind it is just so different. You have one group of people complaining about the food that God has miraculously provided. And then you have Job, who is in a terrible situation and is speaking with great honesty. In Hebrews, the people who are receiving this letter are in a situation of being, for their faith, mistreated, publicly maligned, some of them imprisoned, and others having their property plundered. And they are being invited to meet all of that from a posture of joy, knowing that they have a greater treasure before them that God has promised. They're shown all of these different examples of faith, and that list concludes with Jesus, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame. We're invited to meet suffering with joy, knowing that God promises something even greater than what we're losing or what is threatened at this time. And in fact, it is Christ meeting his passion who we see in the readings from Mark this week. And Christ, as people are speaking lies about him, as he is being publicly maligned, he stands there and he's silent and gentle and does not lash out. Christ, meanwhile, though on the cross, in his pain and agony, has this moment where he says to his Father, my God, why have you forsaken me? So he's got the joy that's set before him. He's gentle in meeting all those who are mistreating him, and at the same time he is honest with his Father, crying out with this question in the desolation of his soul, all at the same time. May we have the grace to meet our own pain, our own discouragement, our own confusion in the same way.